all levels federal, state, and city. Esteemed lawyers, honorees, and all assembled guests. I was asked to request, please, for everyone to take their seats. It is really very difficult to run a dinner this way. Gentlemen, out of respect for the honorees, please take your seats. It's a great honor that I was given. And no, I am not Howard Friedman. To speak tonight and open up the Dror dinner. Friends, I am still under the influence. I don't want you to take it out of context. When I mean I'm under the influence, the past Shavuot holiday, the giving of the Torah on Mount Sinai, where we received what we call the Constitution as a nation under the sovereignty of God. But it is also a time when we read the story of Ruth, one of the gentlest and the loveliest book of the Bible. It's about two women, Naomi, the Israelite, and her daughter-in-law Ruth, the Moabite. Naomi's husband and two sons have died, leaving her and Ruth as childless widows. Naomi tells Ruth that they should now part and rebuild their separate lives. But Ruth refuses to leave Naomi on her own. She accompanies her on her journey home, and there a distant relative, Boaz, helps them and then marries Ruth. From that marriage, 3 generations later, David was born, Israel's greatest king. The whole story is about what we call chesed, usually translated as loving kindness. And one of the reasons we read it on the anniversary of the giving of the law is to remind us that we cannot live by law alone. A society needs chesed, kindness, that unlegislated prompting of the heart that makes us sensitive to the needs of others. Ruth is about what Tennessee Williams called the kindness of strangers. My dear friends, any hatred is dangerous, wherever it appears. Sadly, it still scars the human landscape in conflict zones throughout the world. Even here in the United States, one of the pioneers of tolerance in the modern world, there are still racial and religious tensions. And so we try, through the law, to strike a balance between conflicting freedoms. Freedom of expression on one hand, freedom from assault on our most basic identity on the other. Law matters. It's the architecture of a just and gracious social order, which is why in Judaism we celebrate Shavuot, the festival of the giving of the law. But the book of Ruth tells the other side of the story. Law alone is not enough. In ancient times, the Israelites and the Moabites were enemies. What brought Naomi the Israelite and and Ruth the Moabite together was something other and deeper than law. It was chesed, the generosity of imagination that allows us to recognize and respect the image of God in the face of a stranger whose culture and history is different than ours. We still need it today. My dear friends, that's what we all are here tonight for this organization called Dror. Dror is about working within the frame of law, giving that chesed, that loving kindness, to all that need it. To families that desperately need a hand. To inmates that did wrong and they recognize it. They need to be guided. They need to be rehabilitated. They need to be helped into society. Dror holds the hands of family members, of inmates that make mistakes, and guides them throughout the process. I'm appealing to you tonight, to the philanthropist that's here tonight, to anybody that can help this organization monetarily, please do so. Open your hearts and your ears. I'm appealing to members of the law, judges and lawyers, when you hear the organization of Dror, open your ears and open your hearts to help them achieve the great work they're doing. I did say open the ears, not the mouth. Did you all hear that I asked for money? But not for me, for the organization Dror. I hope it didn't get lost in the talking. My dear friends, so tonight we are here to celebrate and honor individuals that have done just that, giving of their loving kindness, whether to strangers that they don't know, or whether to people that they do know and need their help. So ladies and gentlemen, whichever position you stand in, when and if somebody from Dror contacts you, please be there to help them with what you could. It's now my great honor to introduce to you the gentleman that was supposed to be chairman tonight, and is actually in Washington, D.C., Howard E. Friedman. Howard Friedman is a founding partner of Lance Capital, a hedge fund of funds. He was the co-founder, publisher, and executive of Waldman Press. He served as chairman of AIPAC, president of AIPAC actually. Mr. Friedman serves on a number of boards, a number of charitable organizations. He's married to Judge Karen Friedman and has 4 children. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen to see a message from Mr. Howard E. Friedman, Chairman.